You have your results, and there always comes a time of confusion. You really don't know what you want to do. So what do you pick for a career? And how do you pick a career? Now this is very important because you must understand that you will live the rest of your life in the career you choose. Therefore, if you choose a wrong career, you are going to be miserable for the rest of your life. If you're going to choose the right career, you are going to be a happy person for the rest of your life. Much of your fulfillment in this life, much of your happiness or frustrations in this life have to do with your career, because this is something you'll be practicing from 7 to 17, sometimes even in the night, depending on the career that you have chosen. So as a young person, you want to be smart enough to choose a career that will be fulfilling for you. Now, how do you find a career that is fulfilling? Now, look at what I'm saying. I'm not saying choose a career that will make you successful. I'm saying choose a career that will be fulfilling. Because once you have chosen a career that is fulfilling, success will come actually as a by the way. It will simply follow through just as night follows day. Choose a career that is fulfilling and success will come in that career. Success is guaranteed. What guarantees success for a career? It is choosing a career that is fulfilling. Now, how do you choose a career that is fulfilling? You will never be fulfilled as long as your career does not resonate with your talents and your beliefs. Now, and the most important thing in this maybe is your talents and your gifts, because your belief system can almost change any day, but your talents, you can't change your talents. You can't say, no, beginning tomorrow I'll be more talented in this area, or next week, but you can change what you believe in. So your career must resonate with your talent. Now, most people always think that talent only has to do with speaking. It has to do with singing. When I say talent, some of you are thinking dancing, you're thinking singing, you're thinking public speaking. But I want you to know that talent is anything that you can naturally do better than anybody else. Okay? Or maybe put another way, talent is anything that you do so well with minimal effort. You put in very little, but the output is so impressive that it cannot be ignored. So I ask you, what are the things that you put in so very little, and the outcome is something that everybody recognizes? Here's an example. At a personal level, I'll give you an example that I have a talent of public speaking. I do this effortless with very minimal input, but the result creates an impact. And realizing my talent, I have built my career around my talent. One of the things I've done for a career is lecturing. And lecturing involves public speaking. Now that's my talent. So every day that I go to meet students, I am fired up. I am excited. When I stand in front of students, for me it is not work, it is fun. I can talk for hours and hours, bring illustrations, and it is simply fun. I have built a career around public speaking. It still goes to the talent of public speaking. Okay? I have built a career around consultancy. I sit in meetings and talk to people. That is my talent. It becomes easy for me to do this. So I'll say, build your career around your talent. Now let me mention that there are also some talents that I want to call soft talents. Soft talents, the way we have soft skills. Soft talents maybe would go to how your mind operates. There are people that are gifted in being analytical. There are people that are gifted with memory. There are people that are gifted with working with their hands. Now, some psychologists classify these groups into what we call domains. So if you are able to use your mind critically, thinking and all that, it is called the cognitive domain. If you are able to work with people, okay, you are empathetic, you are sympathetic, this is called the affective domain. If you are able to work with your hands, it is called the psychomotor domain, meaning the mind and the motor, the hands, okay, are able to work together. So cognitive domain, you're using your brain, thinking, analysis, and all that stuff. Affective domain, you're using your heart, if I'm to put it loosely, but it's still your brain. But you are empathetic, you work well with people. You work well with people, then you function from the affective domain. You work well alone, thinking things, planning things, that's the cognitive domain. You work well with your hands, building stuff, cutting things, nailing things, that is the psychomotor domain. Now, as a person, you should be able to do an introspection and ask yourself, what am I gifted in? Is it the affective domain, working with people? Now, how do you know that? If you find that you make friends easily, you are gifted in the psychomotor domain. If you find that you want to visit people in the hospital, affective domain, you want to visit people in the hospital, in the prison, you want to meet the orphans, you want to be at a funeral house, you cry when people cry, you want to give out things to people, you are gifted in the affective domain. You must build your career around that. You find it fulfilling. Go and work in an NGO. Go and work in a hospice. Go and work in a hospital. Go and work in a nursery with kids. That is where your fulfillment will come, because you're in the affective domain. If you find yourself that you can draw, you can paint, you can nail stuff, you can cut wood, you can weld, and all that, you are gifted in the psychomotor domain. Go and build a career around that. Go in events management, because that's hand-on. Go and run a garage, be a mechanic, be an engineer, be an architect. Go and do building science, okay? You are able to work with your hands. If you want to go in medicine, go and be a surgeon, because you are good with your hands, okay? So that is where you build your career. If you find that for you, you are this person who is ever seated and thinking of things that people can't see, and imagining things that people can't see, you are gifted in the cognitive domain. Then you want to sit where thinking and planning is happening. So you might want to go in consultancy, where you are working on projects and you are thinking things, you are coming up with concept notes and all that. You might want to be a physicist or maybe a chemist, and that is what you want to work. So a right career begins with you being the right person for that career. It begins with you asking yourself a question and say, who am I? Am I the guy gifted in the psychomotor domain, in the cognitive domain, or in the affective domain? Once you have established that, look for a career that resonates with that. You will be a fulfilled person, and not only that, you will scale up the ladder of success quite quickly, because that is your area of gift and expertise. So I wish you the best as you choose your career, and I wish you success in the same. And God bless.